Dear finance professionals and students, welcome to podcast of Fca Deepak Rao, a practicing chartered accountant. Daily news and updates for 26th April 2024. After becoming a significant player assembling enclosures for Apple iPhones in the country, Tata Electronics is now working to internally develop very sophisticated and complex high-precision machines used to produce the casing of these iPhone. The company has tied up with two Indian manufacturers to develop capabilities for it and plans to also export these complex machines in the future. So far, the Tatas imported these from China. The machinery can be used in the production lines of contract manufacturers who work for global companies such as Apple. The move is expected to provide crucial impetus to the government's $300 billion electronics export by 2025 target. The interest rate differential between domestic and US sovereign bonds has shrunk to its lowest levels in at least 17 years, an occurrence that textbook theory says should drive foreign capital out of India. Overseas investors, however, are in no mood to shun the world's fastest growing major economy. If anything, an improvement in India's domestic and external fundamentals, along with events like the inclusion of domestic debt in global bond indices, has prompted foreign investors to pour funds here, a compressed rate differential notwithstanding. An increasing number of large Indian companies, conglomerates and family-owned businesses are discreetly keeping their CEOs, CXOs and key managerial personnel under watch by commissioning ongoing background screening, said top executives at advisory firms, background verification companies, board members and lawyers. There's been a near six-fold jump in demand for such verification, with a push from promoters and boards prompted by a stricter focus on corporate governance, greater fraud risk perception, the threat of greater legal liabilities for companies, and a tougher regulatory environment. The CBDT has extended the PAN and Aadhaar link deadline until May 31, 2024. The Institute of Chartered Accountants of India has announced a major revision to its examination schedule. Effective from May or June 2024, students pursuing the intermediate and foundation courses will now have the opportunity to sit for exams 3 times a year in the months of May or June and September and January. This strategic shift marks a departure from the previous practice of conducting exams twice annually. However, the CA final course examinations will maintain their existing schedule, being held twice a year in May and November. This podcast is sponsored by Sound of CA. We share because we care. Vande Mataram, Jai Hind.